All right, welcome back. Today, we are diving into one of the most critical lessons you will ever learn if you're serious about your online business. We're talking about how to find your perfect customer, your ideal partner, what I call your real one. You know, getting this right is literally the difference between screaming into an empty room and actually connecting with people who need you. Let's dive right in.
You've got to burn this quote into your brain because this is the absolute golden rule of online marketing. It might seem a little counterintuitive, right? But it is so true. I see so many people fall into this trap of thinking, oh, my product is amazing, it's for everybody. But that exact thinking is why their message just gets completely lost in the static.
So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to expose that big sell-to-everyone trap. Then, we'll talk about switching your mindset from a generalist to a specialist. After that, we get down to business defining your dream client. And then, I'm going to share a little secret with you for making content that's just impossible to ignore. And finally, you're going to get a clear mission to put all of this into action.
Okay, let's talk about this trap, this huge mistake. When you say something like, my product is for everyone, your message just gets so watered down, so generic that it becomes invisible. Think about it. You're scrolling through social media. You see 1,000 posts a minute. A vague message doesn't grab anyone because it's not speaking to their specific problem.
And this really lays it out perfectly. We have to stop being these net casters, just throwing this giant net out into the ocean and praying we catch something. It's just Holt marketing. The real power, the real results, come when you become a sniper. You're aiming with laser precision at the one person you can help the most. That's how you cut through all the noise.
So, how do you become that sniper? Well, you do it by becoming a specialist. And look, I've got a little story for you that is going to make this concept click instantly.
Just picture this for a second. You are in absolute agony. I mean, it's that throbbing toothache that's kept you up all night long. You're desperate. You walk down the street and you see two doctor's offices right next to each other.
So you look at the sign for doctor number one. It's like this whole laundry list of things. Colds, belly fat, headaches, toothaches, skin problems, the whole shebang. But then you look at doctor number two's sign. It has one focus: root canals and severe tooth pain.
Come on, it's not even a question, is it? You would sprint into Dr. Number Two's office without a second thought. But why? It's because you instantly feel like they get your problem. They understand your pain on a deeper level. They're the specialist. And that right there is the whole point. You have to be Dr. Number Two for your customers.
And this is exactly why those generic business posts just don't work. When you see a post that's like, recruiting agents, want to get rich? DM me. That's the online version of the general practitioner. It's vague, it sounds kind of sketchy, and people just scroll right past it. But when you specialize, you become a magnet for the right person.
Okay, so theory time is over. Let's get our hands dirty. How do we actually find that person? How do we build that laser-like focus? Well, it all starts with defining your dream client, your real one, in painstaking detail.
Just look at the night and day difference here. Let's say we have the exact same product, but we're looking at two totally different targets. For the full-time mom, you're talking about things like second pocket income and proving that housewives can be capable. But for the employee who's totally burned out, you're using powerful words like freedom, be your own boss, and resign. You see? If you talked about resigning to the mom, it wouldn't make any sense at all. This level of specificity is everything.
And now, my friends, we've arrived at the secret weapon. This is the key to creating content that doesn't just get a few likes. I'm talking about content that feels like you're literally reading your customer's mind. I call it the sleepless night secret.
This is the single most powerful marketing question you could ever possibly ask. Seriously, forget your product's features for just a second. Forget the benefits. What is that deep, nagging fear or that intense frustration that is keeping them staring at the ceiling at 2 o'clock in the morning? Because your content, it needs to be the painkiller for that exact problem.
And here's exactly how it works. For that burnt-out employee, you don't lead with your product. You lead with the pain. Bored of waking up at 5 a.m. to punch the clock? For the housewife, you start with her dilemma. Want to help your husband earn, but the kids are still small? For a new graduate, you talk about their desire to help their family. See? When you can name their specific pain out loud, the right people will stop in their tracks. They can't help but listen, and that's your way in.
All right, team, let's bring this all home. We've talked about the big mistake. We've shifted our mindset to being a specialist, and now you have a secret technique in your back pocket. So it is time to put this into practice. It's time for your sniper mission.
And I need you to remember this because it's so important. Getting super specific doesn't shrink your potential. It actually focuses your power. It makes you a giant magnet. You start pulling the right people towards you so much faster and with so much less effort. It makes the whole process feel natural, not like you're constantly pushing.
So here it is, your assignment for today. And trust me, this is absolutely essential. I want you to get out a real piece of paper or open a new doc and write down the answers to these 3 questions. Number 1, who are they? Get specific. Number 2, what are their 3 biggest, most painful problems? And number 3, what is that ultimate future they're dreaming about?
Because once you have this level of clarity, I'm telling you, the whole game changes. When you finish this exercise, you have officially found your target. So please, do the work to find your person. Because in our next session, we're going to use what you write down today to build a magnet that pulls them right to you. Good luck, and go find your real ones.